have a whole bunch of art supplies kind of scattered around my art room that I've actually never used, and I don't remember buying. When I was looking around to try and figure out what I actually wanted to do for a video this week, I kind of stumbled across this. These are CretaColor oil pencils, and so I had to look up to figure out what it meant to be an oil pencil, and it looks like it's just an oil-based colored pencil. Some colored pencils are wax-based and some are oil-based, and it looks like these are actually oil-based colored pencils. So the kit is actually really nice. It comes in this nice little tin, and it came with, let me see, 6 different pencils, and you can see them here. It's got a white chalk, a sanguine oil, a sepia light oil, a sepia dark oil, a Nero soft, and a Nero extra soft. Like I said, never actually used these at all. I don't know what they feel like, so I thought it would be fun to just kind of try these out today and see what they feel like, see if I like them, kind of compare them to like a Prismacolor or something like that, and see kind of what the differences are, and then maybe try and make some art with them. Alright, so I just opened up my sketchbook to a blank page here. We're going to go ahead and swatch these out, and I also have some black paper off to the side that we'll try them on as well, because obviously we're probably not going to see the white too much on here, but I just kind of want to get first impressions of this and see how they feel. Let's see here. So I can kind of see it going on there. Just barely. It feels very kind of, I don't know, almost dry, I guess. It doesn't feel creamy like a Prismacolor does. That's nice. That's a nice color. It's very even, which is really nice. I'm not seeing like a lot of the texture of the paper coming through. It layers pretty nice. That's not bad. Nice color. You can get real light, and then you can get pretty dark if you want to. It definitely feels a little bit drier than like a Prismacolor, but it does seem to come out and go on very nice. Oh, that's a pretty color. That's nice. So, like I said, I can kind of push a little harder and get a nice color on there. Yeah, they all work really nicely. I don't have any problems with them. Let me see if they do smudge. So that's kind of good to know. You can just barely see that white, but then if I press harder, you can certainly see it showing up, but it's not super vibrant on here, but you can see it. I don't know, yeah, if I turn it like that, you guys can see that I did draw here and here, but it is hard to see because it's black on black, so that's not terribly surprising. I'm gonna go grab some Prismacolors just so I can kind of compare how they feel to each other. Let me grab my Prismacolors. I also happen to have a Derwent ChromaFlow white. I don't have very many of the ChromaFlows. Just happen to have this white one here, so I thought it might be fun to just kind of compare the different whites and see how they work. So first off, this is the CretaColor oil pencil, and now I've got my very old white Prismacolor pencil. You can see it's been well loved. I haven't used it in a very long time, but here we go. Yeah, it's so much softer and just kind of creamier feeling. I really like the Prismacolor, but I do notice that one thing is very apparent, and oops, let's see. I don't know if you can see that, but like the oil seems to be much smoother, whereas I get a lot more of the grain of the paper with my Prismacolor pencil, and I don't know if it's because it wasn't as sharp of a point, but I'm definitely seeing much more of the texture of the paper through with my Prismacolor than I did with these CretaColor oil ones. So now I'm going to go ahead and try the Derwent ChromaFlow pencil and see kind of how that goes. And this one is not giving me that same kind of paper texture. It is also kind of soft like the Prismacolor, and gives me a pretty nice white color. Okay, I've given it a light sharpen, so I've got a much better tip there. So let's go ahead and try that again and see if that makes a difference. it does seem to be making a bit of a difference. I'm seeing less of the paper texture, but I'm definitely seeing it even when I'm pushing hard. I am seeing it more than I did with some of these other pencils. Let me go ahead and grab the CretaColor again and try it over here so you can see it. Yeah, it just does seem to have a little bit better coverage, though I would say that the PrismaColor white is kind of pops a little bit more than the CretaColor oil pencil. I'm going to do the same sort of thing here with my Prismacolors. I'll start off with the white, which you're not going to be able to see anything because it's white on white, and so that's not surprising. And then I'm just going to kind of go through the colors here. And I'm guessing that I could probably easily use these together. I don't think that there's any issue with using a Prismacolor versus an oil-based colored pencil. It looks like I can get a little bit of smudging with the Prismacolors. The wax ones, or sorry, the oil ones left kind of more crumblies, I guess, on there, and so that it allowed me to smudge them a little bit more. And the Prismacolor, there's a little bit of smudging. I can just barely see a little bit of red here, so I think that they maybe smudge a little bit less. So I guess the next thing would be to try and figure out what I want to draw with these guys and just kind of give it a try and do a drawing, see how many layers I can do with it, that sort of thing. Since this is Thanksgiving week, I thought it only appropriate to do a cornucopia. That's pretty much the only time that you see cornucopias, but I thought it would be good to work with the colors that I had here, and like I said, it's Thanksgiving week, so why not? The first thing that I want to do, though, is I want to play with blending these colors because I realized that I didn't do that test when I first started off playing with these. So let me just go ahead and set these over here, and I'm just going to kind of try to blend the browns together. It looks like you can get a pretty decent gradient going with them, as long as you're really light-handed with it. If you are really heavy-handed with it, my guess is that the gradient probably wouldn't be as good. But let me go ahead and give that a try just so that we know for sure that I'm not just making stuff up. It does just seem to kind of sit on top a little bit more if you go a little heavier handed. But it seems like I'm going to want to go dark to light with these because it seems like the light color was laying over top just a little bit nicer than the dark color laying over top. And I also saw some videos that said basically the same thing. So I'm going to go in with, let's see, this darkest color for some of the shadows to start with, and then we'll kind of come back in with some lighter colors later. You can see that I drew this with a colored pencil and then I lined it, so you can see some of the this is a wax-based colored pencil that I used. I used one of my Prismacolor Coal Erase pencils in order to draw kind of the under sketch here, and obviously it doesn't come up all the way, but I'm not terribly worried about that. It's okay. Just kind of going in with, like I said, some of the darkest, going real light, trying to have a nice light hand with all of this. And then can I lay some of this white on top? Kind of lighten any of that up. Not sure that that's doing anything other than just kind of burnishing it. So it looks like the white doesn't really lay on top. It doesn't seem to be picking up any of the color though either, so that's kind of good. Alrighty, so that is the whole thing colored in. I did find out that the white, this is a white chalk oil pencil. It doesn't really lay on top of the other pencils. I'm going to go ahead and take a Prismacolor Coal Erase pencil, which is more of a wax-based pencil, and see if it will lay on top of the other colors. No, not at all. So it looks like you can't really put a white on top of the others. I did find that the pencils blend beautifully. I really was very happy with how easily they blended. I used 3 of the different browns over here, and they blended really, really nicely here, and you don't get a lot of lines or anything. This is a pretty smooth paper, so I'm not getting a lot of paper texture through, which is good with me because I'm not a big fan of all of the texture. And I did come back in and I went in pretty heavy with this sanguine color to kind of bring out the oranges and the pumpkins, and that was really great. The other thing that I found was I was able to draw on top of it pretty well with my ink pen. It does feel very slick when you're drawing on top of the oil pencils, but it does draw on top. I'm guessing that if you had a really kind of juicy pen, then it might not dry very quickly, so just kind of keep that in mind. Overall, they were pretty good. I have a very limited set of colors here, so I wasn't able to do like a whole lot with it, but I think this looks pretty cute. Just kind of a cute little doodly thing for Thanksgiving. Anyway, let me go ahead and bring you back up and we will say our goodbyes. I don't know about you, but I came into this completely ignorant about what an oil pencil was. It turns out it's just a different type of colored pencil. Most of the colored pencils that I have used in my life have been a wax-based colored pencil like the Prismacolors. I've had those for almost 40 years now. And yeah, it's still this original set because I used them in high school and then didn't use them since. But it turns out that there are a lot of oil-based colored pencils out there, like the Faber-Castell Polychromos. Those are oil-based as well. They are a much harder lead than the wax-based pencils that I have used, so you don't have to sharpen them as often. They also feel a little bit scratchier when you're using them. They do blend beautifully, and I believe that you can use the two interchangeably. I didn't do anything special to kind of blend or burnish any of these colors. I just kind of pressed hard on some of the colors to get a more vibrant color, and that worked out really well. Like I said, they blended very nicely. Just kind of give it a nice soft layer and then another nice soft layer. It's really easy to get those really soft layers with these pencils because the lead is so hard. The nice thing is the lead being hard, that means they stay sharp longer, so you don't have to sharpen them as much. I would imagine that would also mean that the lead would break a lot less, because I know that for a fact that with the old Prismacolors, and I have heard a lot with Prismacolors in general, that lead is pretty soft and it breaks pretty easily, which is really annoying when you go to use them and the lead is all broken up. You sharpen it and then the lead falls out, and you sharpen and lead falls out, and you end up with kind of a junk pencil that you can't use a whole lot. So these are nice. This set was pretty small. Like I said, it is only 6 colors. So I had a white, 3 different shades of brown, and then 2 blacks. I kind of wish that they hadn't given 2 different blacks. There was a soft black and a hard black. Honestly, one black I would have been super happy with, and then just kind of called it at that and gave me another kind of brown or kind of a red color or something like that. That would have been really nice. I did not purchase these kind of individually. Like I said, I believe these came in an art kit that I received at some point, some number of years ago, and I had never really used them. Now I have, so I kind of know what they are. Am I going to go buy more of them? No, probably not, but that's mostly because I am not a big colored pencil type of person. I do like to have my colorist color pencils because I do draw with them sometimes, and that's kind of nice to have, and it allows me to do some just different colored sketches in my sketchbook, and I like doing that more than I like using just kind of a regular lead pencil because it doesn't kind of smudge around very much. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.